Oh, hey friends. I've been watching live videos lately. My eyelashes stuck, excuse me. And so I realized apparently Facebook Live protocol calls for you supposed to wait for people to join before you start talking. So I shall wait. But while I wait, I really, really, really love this lip gloss because it's like a natural color. It looks like lipstick, but it's like a natural color looking lipstick, but it's actually lip gloss. And it's by Her Lips. You know, we be rocking Her Lips. And it's just confident. And it matches my shirt today. And gold is like my I don't even know. I have three favorite colors and I cannot put M in any other order besides pink. So I can't tell you what order gold is behind pink along with red, but gold is up there in my favorite colors. So I love this Just Confident lip gloss from Posture by Her Lips because it reminds me of the bronzer that you put on when you put makeup on. It has a very natural look. And so no, I'm not on here to discuss makeup or lip gloss, but I just see myself in camera right now and I'm just admiring this lip gloss right now. So anyways, it looks like I have three viewers. So first and foremost, I just had a message on my mind and on my heart. And it actually came to me, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before when I was watching my pastor on Facebook Live for Sunday. Now, prior to watching him on Sunday, almost 2 Sundays ago, I had been like not really watching church for a little while. It got kind of not boring, but kind of mundane. Like I like being in the house of God, you know what I mean? And so while I always am good on a message and everything like that, it was just like, oh my goodness. And then I got used to being able to, oh, if I miss it on Sunday morning, I could watch it Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So I really, prior to last Sunday, which is almost 2 Sundays ago, hadn't really been tuning into my pastor at CRC Norfolk. And so I said all that to say, I like myself better with Jesus. I don't know who else can really say that, but I'm going to be honest. I like myself better with Jesus. I don't know. There's a certain peace that comes with that and with that relationship. And when I stray too far away, my days and my interactions with people and my level of tolerance and patience and kindness dwindles when I stray too far away from tapping in, even if it's just tapping in via Facebook Live, even if it's just tapping in, reading the Bible. Like, I'm better with Jesus. I'm not even going to pretend to be anything but that. So I said all that to say, and I actually been like running from saying this because I was like, first of all, I ain't going to remember this when it come time to do this live. And so when it came to my mind, I started typing it into my notes app on my iPhone. And I was like, Marissa, you doing too much. Who the hell got notes on, excuse my language. And thank you, Peppy. I live to make mama proud. I'm Rose Jr. I'm Rose's daughter, I love it. And so I said all that to say, when the message came to my mind, I was doing different things and I was running from it. I was running from it. Because I'm like, God, you trying to make me do something and calling me to do something that I don't really feel too comfortable with. You know what I mean? But you can't run from God. When he tell you to do something, you better do it. You don't have no other choice. And if you don't, you're going to end up doing it anyway, but you're going to deal with all kind of other stuff in between until you do what he tell you to do. And so anyways, I said that to say, the message came to my mind and I knew I was going to forget. So I started typing it down into my notes app on my iPhone. And I was like, Marissa, you doing too much. But I still kept it. And so anyways, I got on here to say, first and foremost, let me say something about my shirt. So this shirt is But God. And this was the very, 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 very first shirt that I bought from the Faithful Chicks Boutique, also known as God and Goals through Facebook. Very, very first shirt. And when I bought it, I loved it. I love it. I bought it to match a pair of Jordans. I love what it stood for. I thought it was awesome. I remember it was like one of my very, very, very first Facebook purchases from somebody I didn't know. And so I'd be like real skeptical, like, I don't know. But I bought the shirt. Got the shirt and I rocked it. And 3 months after buying this shirt, this But God shirt, I was watching Married to Medicine, and the girl, one of the doctor's wives, Toya, had one on, and hers is the same exact shirt, and she had it with the red writing on it. And so I said all that to say, my pastor is, those pastors that do them series, and they build on one message from one message to one message. And so almost 2 Sundays ago, my pastor, I apologize, like I said, I got to look at my notes because, this is not my comfort zone, but I'm a listen to God and do what he's telling me to do right now. And so my pastor's message, he's talking about an unnamed God. And so he's saying, and he's speaking of instances where people did not always know, acknowledge, or recognize God for who he was. And he's referring to it as an unnamed God. And so he said many things, but he said, God is raising us up to be an answer to a world that is in search for a God that is unknown. And so when he said that, it made me think of influence. So, if you know me, I talk in circles, so just keep up with me, bear with me. Like I said, this is not my realm. I'm not trying to pretend to be a teacher or scholar. I mean, I am a teacher by profession, but I'm not pretending to be a pastor or anything like that. I'm just serving the word or serving what's been in my heart and on my mind. So bear with me. But I said all that to say, he said, God is raising us up to be an answer to a world that is in search for a God that is unknown. And it made me think about influence. And so we live in a world and a society right now where there's a culture of influencers. And those influencers are people that are highly regarded, and usually people that are celebrities or whatever the case may be. But I'm not knocking people who have done what they need to do to get where they need to be and who are in a position of influence. But I feel like right now, especially during this pandemic, the regular people, the overlooked people, the people in the shadows, we are being called to be influencers rather than looking to the Kylie Jenners and the Kim Kardashians and all those other Kanye West. And that's all I know because I really don't follow people like that. I'm not a big celebrity person, so I'm just naming people that I think that people talk about. I don't know who y'all following nowadays, but I said all that to say, like, I think now in 2020 and beyond, with everything that's going on in the world, that God is calling us different people, the quote unquote nobodies, the quote unquote weirdos, the quote unquote people with the shady past or unsavory past or whatever it may be. He's calling us to become the voice of influence and to bring about our stories and our experiences and our talents and things like that that are not always as readily accepted by the general public. This is for the people who, if you're anything like me, when I got ready to do this live, I was like, do this live? Like, this ain't even me. And God said, do it anyway. For that person who might want to start a jewelry line or something like that. And they like, oh, but everybody else is doing it. Do it anyway. The thing that happens with God is, he might give two people the same message at the same time, but the intent is to reach two separate audiences. So I always tell my kids all the time, don't dim your light in the presence of somebody else's light. So don't be afraid to follow your calling or to step into your influence in this season just because you feel like somebody else is already doing it or somebody else has a better following or better support system or whatever the case may be. Do it anyway. My mom used to say all the time, do it afraid. And I think Joyce Meyer says it too, like, do it through fear. Do it anyway. I feel like we're being called to set the tone for a new image of influencers. And it's not what you think it will be. Like I said, it might be somebody that's quote unquote nerdy or different or weird or whatever it is, but use your influence because it's so much riffraff out here on the internet. When I first listened to the message almost 2 Sundays ago, And I said, oh, I'm gonna get on live and say something about, God is calling people of influence, and he's calling the underdog, or whatever the case may be. When I first got on here and said I was gonna do that, I got distracted. And I got distracted because one of my Facebook friends shared a story, a sad story of a girl, and I don't want to get it wrong. I want to say Alabama, but that doesn't sound right. But one of those southern states. And this was almost 2 Sundays ago. But she was on Facebook Live. And she was on Facebook Live. Can y'all hear me? Okay. And her phone flew out the window. And she and her friend, the girl got out the car on the freeway and to go back and get her phone, and she ended up passing away. She wasn't the driver, she was the passenger. And so the reason why it had came about across my heart and my mind was because automatically everybody started jumping on it, as far as a phone is not that serious, and just talking all this trash. And so when I was looking at the comments and looking at the stuff that people were saying about this young girl who lost her life because she chose to get out on the freeway and go pick up her phone at night, come to find out, she had just lost her husband 5 months ago. So while everybody's talking trash about this girl who has passed away and the circumstances surrounding her passing, her children are now without both parents because they had just lost their daddy 5 months ago. And so it really took a toll on my soul. And that's why you have to be careful what you allow into your heart and into your space, especially just even if it's simply through social media, because I was like, man, that's so sad. And so around the same time that I seen the story about the girl and, looking at her kids now losing both of their parents, was around the time when everybody was posting about people talking about their pandemic benefits. Now, I said I wasn't going to say nothing about this, and it probably is not a discussion because, I be late. I don't keep up with trends all the time, not too much anyway. But everybody was talking about the pandemic benefits and what people was and wasn't doing and wishing jail time and things like that. And I'm like, dang, my news feed was a combination of encouragement. There was a little bit of frustration because of the pandemic, and everything that comes with that, and masks and jobs and things like that. A little bit of BS, because people just be sharing other people's stuff. And then everybody was talking about these pandemic benefits. And I'm like, we on here talking about all this or other stuff. And meanwhile, in, an unknown city in an unknown state, some children are now left without both of their parents. And so when you look at stuff like that and think about stuff like that, it makes some of the things that we talk about and focus on so irrelevant. Irrelevant. And I said that to say because how ironic, I seen that video when I was supposed to first post this live. And then today, right now, I made up in my mind, Marissa, you're going to do this live because you got to, the Lord won't let it go. It keeps going in your soul, and you're going to have to say this live or whatever the case may be. So even today, I said, okay, I'm really going to do it today. 10 days later. And right now, before I get ready to do it, I watch another Facebook video of a man laying in a parking lot of the shopping center that I shop at in Norfolk because some lady ran him over. And she yelling at him, and people are recording it and standing by and talking. And it seemed like forever for the police to come. And I'm just sitting here just like, what kind of world do we live in? This is insane, And so I said all that to say, when you see stuff like that, one, I think we're becoming numb to it. I don't know what this fascination is with people recording dead bodies on the ground, but that's kind of sick. I don't know what this thing is that people want to do and just stand around and record bad things happening and post it on social media. I don't know what that is, but and seeing that, it makes me realize, like I said, all the things that we focus on that's not important. And again, to my point about influence, that is why we are being called, some people are being called to speak up and speak out out of the shadows and develop and grow into their influence, because we need a different set of eyes now. We don't need people that are so focused on money and materialistic things, and we don't need people that are glamorizing drug use and abuse and alcohol use and abuse. We don't really need people that are glamorizing illegal activities as to come up and things like that. I mean, to each his own. I'm not judging anybody, but we're in a season right now where, like I said, the people that have been in the shadows, it's time to rise up and be people of influence, and not be afraid to say the things that are going to get you not liked, or that people are going to give you the side eye. If you feel led to say it or do it, do it. You know, if there's a dream in your heart that you feel that you need to do, or God has put in your heart, a message in your heart, or something for you to do, do it. Don't be worried about who's not going to like you, who's not going to support you. Just do it. Do it, for those people that want to go out and start a business, or, want to do random Facebook lives like I'm doing right now, or speak about the things on their heart, or speak about the things that they're passionate about, just do it. Because first of all, manifestation is real. Okay. And so, hey, Shantavia girl, manifestation is so real. And so it's one thing to think it, but you got to speak it, you got to believe it, and then you got to put action behind it. And so, like I said, I apologize. I'm a little distracted. I'm getting a little flustered because this is not my area of expertise. This is not my comfort zone. But if you can learn anything from me, because I know sometimes I'm known to be pretty confident, sometimes even overconfident. So if you can learn anything from even watching this live, and even knowing deep down inside my level of of uncomfort or discomfort in doing this video and speaking about something that's so important, but something that I really don't know too much more about other than my opinion. If you can learn anything from that, use your influence. People are being called to use influence, but in a positive way. And so it just pays to know God, especially when you're living in an ungodly world. And I don't know, I just really don't have no words. Like I said, it was on my heart. It was more about influence. I'm sure I had probably more to say if I would have said it 10 days ago when it was on my mind. But probably the video that I just watched of that lady doing what she did, and everybody just standing by watching, and this man on the ground, maybe that's what got me all distracted and discombobulated. But I said all that to say, like, I feel confident in saying this much. God is calling people out of the shadows to become the new influencers of this generation. People coming out of the shadows, the underdog, the weirdos, the the everything else that people attach that are negative to someone who is different or unique. God is calling those people and placing them in positions of influence, and it's a different kind of influence than the influence that we have ever seen, or that we are seeing or experiencing right now. And live in that, walk in that. If that's you, be that person, because that's what we need. And, I also said that to say, manifestation is real. I joke all the time, but Mackenzie remembers it because she's the oldest, and she remembers when we were struggling. And so I used to say, I'm going to have 3 careers. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a chef. And I got to call Mackenzie in here. What was my third career? Oh, a hairdresser. That's what I said I was going to do. And I had forgot about it, but Mackenzie remembers it. So in this quarantine time, I taught myself how to do box braids in my daughter's hair and individuals in my daughter's hair. I usually braid my husband's hair on a regular, but he got good hair. It don't count. I really can't braid that good, but I'm learning. So check, hairdresser, my latest quarantine hobby is going back to healthy eating, but trying to do different recipes than we've done before, because we get tired of eating the same stuff over and over again, and that's where we fell on the healthy living part. So my latest thing is finding new recipes and new things for healthy living. Me and my husband been walking. Apparently our little morning walk is an hour and a half long, and it's 3.5 miles. I just found that out today, but that's what we do in the mornings. And so manifestation is real. Chef, hairdresser. I just, prior to getting on this live, got done with my CASA call. I am a court appointed special advocate. That's what CASA stands for. And so what I do is I advocate for children who have been removed from their home due to abuse and neglect. And so it's not quite a lawyer, but it's quite up there, because I do work with and work alongside the guardian ad litems, which are the attorneys for the children whenever there's any type of family court matter. And so manifestation is real. And so I sit back and I laugh and I'm like, I mean, God, that ain't really what I meant when I said it. But during this quarantine time, it has allowed me to tap back into some of the things that I held true to myself, that I felt that I had lost by coming to Virginia or getting married and no longer being single and all of that. And so, while it's good to shed certain parts of your past and shed certain things that were never intended to be attached to you, or things that were attached to you and once meant something to you, and it's good to shed those things as well. Manifestation is real, and stay true to yourself, but don't be afraid to grow and evolve into what it is that God is calling you to do. I think it's in the Bible. I'm not really sure, but I know it's a common cliche quote. And it says, God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. And so again, to my point of influence, remember that God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. I mean, you know what I mean. God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I meant. And just, if there's anything, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm going all over the place. I swear I had this all like on my notes. I'm just like all lost and out of my comfort zone, speaking about something that isn't something I'm used to speaking about publicly in this forum. I could talk about it on the phone or text messages or face to face with the people that I love, but not like this on a Facebook Live. But just know, to anybody, some people I know, like I have a friend who's relocating. I have another friend who is starting a new business venture, and so just using your influence, whatever that is, for the benefit and not to the detriment of other people. Again, crisis reveals character, people. So if you got people in this time, like right now, with everything that's going on in the world, and they don't have nothing positive to say, they sitting up here talking about who getting pandemic benefits, wishing jail time, or whatever the case may be, or just, got all kind of other things going on with them. Crisis reveals character. And so that may be the people that you may need to detach from in this season, so that you can get to wherever you need to do and whatever God's plan is for your life. Again, I'm not on here to pretend to be no preacher, no prophetess, no nothing. I'm just sharing what was in my heart and letting you guys know, don't be afraid to embrace or step into your influence. Even if you're scared, even if you're unsure, even if you don't know the way, don't be afraid to do it. And, back to my point of what my pastor said, which made me think of the word influence immediately after he said it. And now I have to go back to my notes. I don't do notes. I mean, I do notes in a professional setting, but this is Facebook Live. Like, check this out. God is raising us up to be an answer to a world that is in search for a God that is unknown. And I feel like he's doing that by using people who were unknown. So come out of the shadows, step into your influence, because my God, if y'all seen the stuff, I mean, y'all probably do see the stuff that I see, read the stuff that I read. My God. And stop taking Facebook so serious. Facebook, everything on Facebook is not a fact. All this political stuff, all this COVID stuff, like everything on Facebook is not a fact. Like, start looking into stuff on your own if you got the time to do it, because this stuff this world, these people is crazy. But anyways, I'm rambling. I think I'm about done. It was so much more I had to say, but that's all I got for you guys. And you know, I guess I'm done. I'm gonna go. I know it's something I should be doing right now. I probably need to go wash some dishes, wash my husband's hair. I know I need to wash his hair, so I need to go on about my business. But I did need to share that with you guys before I go ahead and tend to my household and do what I do. But y'all be blessed. If anybody wants to know, yeah, you know, I won't say I'm going crazy, but you know, these kids and stuff, you know, and this quarantine, and it's just a lot going on. But we manage. We manage. I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. So, all right, I'm done. Bye.